Hello everyone, my name is Jamer Hidalgo and today I'm gonna be talking to all of you about special pleading. Before we get started, I wanna ask you, do you know what a special pleading is? And I'm really hoping some of you said no, and even if all of you said yes, that is okay because I'm still gonna explain to make sure that all of you get the proper definition and the ideology fully explained. With this video, I'm hoping to teach you guys why special pleading is, why people use special pleading, how they act or behave once they are caught using it, and most importantly, how to identify and protect against it. Um, the main definition of special pleading is those things or comments people do or say um, that are double standards in order for them to exempt themselves from getting criticism. So it's pretty much what they say and how they act just to get out of being criticized for their own actions. Um, when I was researching for this particular topic, I came along some pretty helpful information that helped me fully comprehend the term. And I would like to show some of you what, I mean, not some of you, all of you, what that taught me. So I would like just to share that with you. And the main thing that I understood when I was doing this research was that a special pleading is not um, a behavior that people learn. It's more of a way of thinking. And I came to the conclusion that that is also one of the main reasons why people think it's okay to lie and why they think they can get away with a lie. So now that we've covered pretty much the topic and with the definition of special pleading, I want to tell you guys why people use it. So the main reason why people use special pleading is because they think they can get away of any type of situation just by pulling themselves up in a certain space or just talking to an audience in a way that makes them seem more favorable. So it's just a way for them to lift themselves up and be looked up as the good rather than the bad guy, or just be looked as the victim in a certain situation. And there is actually one video that helped me during my research, which was produced by Fallacious Trump. The video is titled Special Pleading by Trump, in which we see ex-President Trump, Donald Trump, speaking about the labor in the country, especially the labor within hotels and all that within management. And he pretty much assumes that as hotel have this way of recruiting people, that it is okay for him to do the same or to target the same audience that hotel do for certain positions, which is certainly not okay because of the way that he puts things. And his pretty much his judgment for what he did and what he said was just saying, "Oh, but hotel managers do it as well. Why are we not targeting them?" Which is pretty much what special pleading is. It's just diverting the focus to another thing, just distracting the main person so it can just focus on something else or someone else. Another big thing to understand is how people behave when they are held liable to it. So the main thing that people do when they are held liable against special pleading is they find a connection between the topic and their emotions. Most of them, the normal response that they have when they get caught is just to cry. As they start crying, people start feeling empathy for that person and just try to calm them down in a way that they feel comfortable, but also try to mend the situation in, up to a point that they just end up forgetting about it. And that is something that um, the author Paul Escher shares in his article. And the article is titled Special Pleading Fallacy." And it's a really good article. It gives you pretty much all the insight and details you need about the topic, and it shows the connection between emotional thinking and the special pleading of why people act the way they act once they are caught, and how connecting emotions to the topic is the only way out for them. And now that we've covered what a special pleading is, how people behave when they are caught red-handed, and why they feel that it's okay to exaggerate these type of situations. It's time to discuss what I think is the most important point, which is how to identify special pleading and how to prevent it. So in order to identify a special pleading, it is important for us to see the situation from an outside perspective. If we are talking to somebody and that person feels the need to exaggerate what happened, that is immediately a sign of special pleading. If they also feel the need to defer the focus from the whole topic of the conversation to a new topic, that's a major sign of it. Because the whole reason for them to do that is just so they don't get blamed for whatever the topic is, or they don't get any consequences for their actions. Um, the best way to prevent against it would be to make sure that every conversation is on a serious topic. If the conversation starts getting off the road, that person start trying to drift the focus of the conversation to another point. The best way would be to make sure that you are serious and let them know that you are serious about the topic of the conversation. Let them know that it is not okay what they did or say, and that you are not allowing them to change the topic of the conversation. That we are talking about one thing and one thing specifically, no more than that. And another way to really prevent against it is to be cutting with your words and cut them to an extent of what they say. If you feel that they start shifting the whole conversation to another topic, just cut them up right away and make sure we stay on the right topic of the conversation. If we're talking, for example, about the schoolwork and how we feel that we should all get a final project, let's say, and the professor comes and say, "Oh no, we are just getting a final exam," and that one student starts like arguing with the professor for no reason instead of just listening, and then he bases that he does most of his work for the group when in a final group and within a final project, and that he can really come through in a final project instead of a final exam. He's just basing his experience based on past work, which is special pleading. He's not talking about the current topic, which is the final project, and he's just trying to change the professor's mind just by focusing on the past, on the um, experience that he had in the past. So, with all this being shared with you, all this being in the table, I know that is a lot of information to get in just one video, but I really want y'all to know that it is important to deal with special tutoring, because That is a major way why people think it's okay to lie, and why they think that they can get away with it. We see a special bleeding every day, pretty much, either at school, at work, at home, but at up to some point, we see it. So it is important just to let them know what the topic of the conversation is and what are we talking about. It's important to let them know that they don't need to exaggerate a situation just so they can be looked up a certain way. So with all this being said, I really hope you guys understand that special pleading is not a learned behavior. You don't learn how to do it. Most people think that if they see somebody else getting away with it, they can also do it, and it's not like that. That is something that is pretty much already set in your brain. You do it unconsciously, like you do it without even realizing it. That's how people get caught in it, and then they feel the need to just protect their point of view, and that's when the whole line comes around. So with all of this being said, I really hope you guys enjoy the lecture, and please let me know if you have any comments, so I can pretty much improve. And yes, just have a great one.